Action Park
Media.
What's your favorite movie, Bob?
My
How's
favorite
that?
movie of all time, Catch Me If You Can.
Okay. Really?
Is that louder, Bob?
Yeah, why? That's surprising to you? Why? I've never got that reaction ever. I've been asked that question a lot. I've never got that reaction.
Hold on. Did we start? Yeah, maybe we should start.
It is.
Oh, I
recording.
always just go. Listen, this is fucking. Listen, this
No,
is not
we've
my first rodeo, Avery. All right.
We've started. Episode 44. It's an emergency podcast. It's a special podcast. A friend of the family, Bob Menery. Yeah, we've started.
44 episodes.
Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
What do you mean 44 episodes? Oh, 44 just because we lost the RSS. I got kicked off Spotify.
Why?
I went deep. I went deep on the whole COVID
yeah.
conspiracy.
You got to join Rumble then. That's a new platform, Rumble now.
Yeah, so
There's no censorship whatsoever.
oh, I'm well aware of it.
I run the budget for Rumble now. I just got Tyreek Hill, a massive deal. I'm helping them expand in their sports category, but I do have a little pull there if you're ever interested in not getting fucking booted off and censored.
So we got completely kicked off of Spotify. We almost got sued. There was a whole thing. But Steve from Nelk,
Yeah.
I see the commercials coming up. That commercial, you weren't a part of that commercial.
I signed on with Chris 2 weeks ago.
Okay, and these guys are freedom fighters.
Yeah, they have. It's very. I mean, it seems like it's very right, but it's definitely just a platform that just has no censorship whatsoever. Obviously, the givens like the racism and the fucking you can't do any of that dumb shit, which is obviously the way it should be.
Right.
But if you're any way to express your political beliefs or anything like that, nobody's gonna fuck with you.
Right.
And it's not they're not gonna fuck with the algorithm or anything like that to fucking ban you or anything.
So when we say right, I mean, I don't know. They're a platform that allows free speech outside of racism, or I'm sure probably you can somewhat attack religion on Rumble, right?
I don't know the exact thing, but I'm assuming it's very lenient.
You can debate things. You can ask questions.
Yeah, it's not like YouTube where they're gonna flag you, they're gonna slow down your views or anything like that. It's just that everybody's just can do whatever the fuck they want in a sense of that.
That's a good gig for you because that's what you're really good at, right?
What I'm really good at is like, with a company like that, I can help balance them off by bringing in mainstream guys.
Yeah.
So they were very like political, very like they had Andrew Tate, they
Yep.
got Steve, they got a lot of these guys loose cannons. And so basically Chris and I met, we did our deal for our show, but then I was like, hey Chris, I think I can help additionally by you guys have this reputation right now of being this. You're a publicly traded company. It's very like blah, blah, blah. And you're this. You're very, very over here.
Right.
I can help balance you out a little bit. I know some guys, and so I'm helping some of the biggest athletes in the world do some deals right now to bring them on the platform.
That's a nice niche for you because I wanted to talk to you about like where do you see you just finished filming a movie. Do you have the bug? Do you ever want to do that again?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
It was a pain in the ass when I was down to the Dominican Republic, but absolutely. I studied acting for a long time, and I love acting. I just obviously there was no money in it, and I started to make more money doing what I'm doing.
Right.
But that's my fucking thing. I did that for 10 years. I used to hold fake acting classes.
Really?
I used to be a fake acting teacher to make money back in the day. I charged $25 an hour at my local library, pretended I was an acting coach like fucking Meisner, and used to have students come in and teach them one-on-one and for $25 an hour at the library, my public library.
Well, it's a very subjective art. I mean, anyone could technically teach it. I mean, if you want to act like you're either good or you're not, and I think if people understand that, it's not the hardest job in the world to do.
I think it depends. I mean, if you're acting in like a fucking Spam commercial and brushing your teeth, or if you're getting into fucking David Day-Lewis and losing your mind for a year, 8 months straight of filming on a movie, it's a little bit. There's variables.
Yeah, but I think it's very like. What shows do you like right now?
I don't watch TV.
You don't watch any TV?
Nothing. I've never watched a show probably for a year.
Well, we heard you say that Catch Me If You Can is your favorite movie.
Yeah, and what fucking year was that made?
I think probably
In the 90s?
I was gonna say maybe 98.
Yeah, I had a period where I watched a lot of movies, but I just don't do it anymore.
What did you not like about the on-set experience?
There was nothing I didn't like about the on-set experience. It was just I It was just a long from the. I'm probably in the movie for a total of 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I have one really great scene. Me and Gyllenhaal have a really good scene together.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is just me out waiting outside for Gyllenhaal to come out and like just eyeing him and watching him.
Right, I get it. So what you do, and obviously I understand this. The juice is what keeps you there, and then everything. When you get that moment where you're in a scene and you actually have dialogue and you're riffing and
I
you're
shit my
feeling,
pants.
It's nerve. It's yeah.
I shit my pants, dude. I was like, you got to think of it this way. I mean, I've done a lot of cool shit. I've sat down with the fucking president of the United States.
Yep.
I've interviewed some of the biggest people in the world through
Yep.
this shit. I've done some cool shit.
Yep.
But there was nothing more nerve wracking when it actually came to happen, because
Yeah.
I have a big ego, think I can do whatever the fuck it is, but I won't lie to you that I get fucking nervous as fuck.
Yeah.
Even if it's a 3-minute scene.
Yeah.
I'm with motherfucking Jake Gyllenhaal one-on-one about to do this scene.
Yeah.
And fucking obviously put off learning my lines until the night before.
Which is a crazy, crazy thing. Why did you do that? You just
It's
felt
my
like
nature. It's my nature of
Right.
last minute, disorganized. That's one of my negative qualities I have, is just very disheveled and
But
disorganized.
I'll tell you. So it might have. I guess sitting here now, do you think it worked because your nature is always going to be your nature, and Jake and who Doug Lyman?
Doug Lyman.
Did they roll with it, and did it work? Was it good?
It was a very funny experience.
Yeah.
They don't shoot movies in sequence.
Right.
Right? So you shoot out of sequence.
Yeah.
So I get down to the Dominican Republic, and the first scene we're doing is something happens.
I've read the script. I've read the script, but
all right,
but
there's a fucking explosion.
Yeah.
Okay?
yeah.
And I'm on a boat,
Yes.
and Gyllenhaal's there, and there's like, what I didn't realize too is there's 30 fucking people like around with cameras. You can't fuck up.
No.
And I do
Well,
want to say one thing. The movie had one day and one scene that they had to reshoot completely for whatever reason, and it was me and Jake's scene.
And was the original day weather-related delay, or did
I think it was more
You-
preparation and just timing and whatnot. Jake kind of fumbled some lines,
Yeah.
and I was kind of because he would improv too a little bit,
right?
and I wasn't like, even though I was one of the best acting coaches in the world, and
Yes.
2 of my students won Academy Awards.
Obviously.
I still just couldn't. I couldn't really. I fucked up a little bit.
So what? And so how was day 2? How was the second day?
Day 2, we fucking nailed it.
Great.
I swear to God, if they have awards, I'm looking at it.
Like best, most improved,
No, maybe
just best performance.
If there's like a small supporting of a supporting character, maybe.
Let me ask you: do you feel we used to call Steve Eiserman in Detroit? We called him Heat because like when he walked into a room, you just felt heat, right? Like the superstars, you can feel that heat off.
Oh,
of
you
them.
felt it. You're talking
Okay.
when I walk in a room or Jake Gyllenhaal?
I'm talking about when you walked in and Jake, and like, did you feel it off of Jake?
I'm not gay. I'm not gay at all.
Yeah.
I would never think of even like sucking a dick, jerking somebody off. All
Yeah,
the hypotheticals
okay.
I get asked, $10 million, you suck a dick. I couldn't live with myself for doing that.
Right.
When Jake Gyllenhaal walked in a room,
you could feel
I
it.
turned a little gay, but like not like it was like a little like he's so good looking. He's such like a fucking cool dude,
Yep.
and he just had such a presence about him. But like, I'm not gay. I just wanted to put that out there.
No, I understand. So you felt it. No, it's a fucking nerve-wracking experience. I think that if Kevin was in here right now, I would say learning your lines is the most important thing to do, just because it'll ease some of those nerves a little bit, right? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, let me ask you about Connor. Did you see Connor? Were you in a scene with Connor?
Connor, I didn't, because the funny thing is the scene I'm in with him, but I wasn't there during filming because they can just shoot it in a weird way.
Right.
I don't know. Dana and I are obviously very close. I never met Connor from I've never met him before. I did see him come out of set real quick. I think Connor knows who I am through UFC stuff, but we never really engaged with each other. He gave me a quick head nod. I gave him a quick head nod. We were finishing our shoot, but he was whatever. The Duke story, funny story I do
And
have.
by the way, he was probably nervous as fuck. Let me tell you, him walking to set for the first time, Conor McGregor was more nervous than any walk into any fight that he's ever had in his life. For sure he was.
Yeah, I mean, he. All I know is the infamous table read
And
on Zoom was pretty comical with Connor in it.
and was he riffing?
It was pretty fucking legendary.
He just went for it? or he was just all over the place.
I don't think he had his acting coach in place yet, but
Yeah.
also too him taking his dick and smacking it on the table during one of the scenes. Like
Which it calls for?
no,
Oh, well,
no, he was reading the scene, and he was like taking his dick, I think, and like not actual dick, but just
yeah, like he was putting his balls on the table.
he was getting into it.
And did people love it?
I mean, you're dealing with, like, on the table read, there's probably 35 actors that are all in the movie, and probably 32 of them nobody's ever heard of and are probably new and trying to make a good impression
Right.
on Doug Liman or whatever, so nobody's really reacting.
Right.
I was pounding drinks, didn't give a fuck. I was on vacation and didn't even almost do this movie because I didn't even know. My life's all over the place, so I
Yeah.
didn't really give a fuck.
Which is, I like that. I like that.
I don't really care much, Sean. I don't know if you know me. I don't really give a fuck about anything.
You know, I love somebody with a low give a fuck meter. I do. I guess, you know, and it's interesting in this business. I think the only way you can make it in the entertainment business, specifically the acting business, unless you've sold your soul and you're a shill and you're doing something behind the scenes that nobody knows about, you have to not give a fuck, because that breeds confidence, and then we can feel that. We want to be entranced by the people that we're watching.
I actually have. Great point. I actually have. I don't know if in your podcast, if you guys do video and you actually have where you can pull up audition tapes. I'm saying if I ever, in this moment, Scott, you would insert audition tape, because I want to tell you that I waited till the last minute. Joel Silver, the producer.
Is it on Vimeo?
No. It's nowhere. Nobody's ever seen it.
Oh, we can put it on.
Well, it would be just like I would have to really respect you, because that would be, I've never shown this horrible, horrible thing that I don't know how I got this role. I was 10 glasses of wine deep. My girlfriend and parents were like, you have to do this movie. It's Jake Gyllenhaal, whatever. I'm not somebody who's like, I got to pick and choose my movies. I never fucking done movies, but I was just like, I don't know if I want to go to the Dominican Republic and fucking do this. I'm doing all this shit, this show stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I don't fucking know if I want to do this. But my girlfriend and whatever convinced me. So I had 1 hour left to send in this audition tape.
Yeah.
And Joel was like, dude, it's yours. I just got to send it to fucking Amazon. I just have to get them approved because you're
We
a
have
loose
to
cannon.
show them something.
We got to show them something.
Yeah.
And Doug. And I'm just like, all right, fuck it. I'm hammered, but I'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Who was your reader?
My brother-in-law, my sister.
Oh, there were multiple. You put multiple people.
I mean, they were in the room.
But were there voices, or only one
My
person?
sister was the voice. She played Dalton, who was
Yeah, of
Jake's
course.
character.
Yeah. Dalton.
It is the worst audition tape in the world. I don't think, because they put me in this movie not for any sort of talent. They put me in this movie because they just know that I'm connected and I have people that fuck with me, and that people will show up and they will probably sell tickets and boost up their sales or whatever the fuck they're doing.
Which is very smart.
Which is fine.
And by the way, I'm sure that the character you were playing wasn't too much of a stretch. Like, you could have been that person yesterday or tomorrow.
You want to hear what's even crazier? I was supposed to. Joel wanted me originally to play Conor McGregor's role.
Yeah. And then they got Connor.
And then they got Connor, but in the sense of like, I'm like, Joel, why would I ever play this role? Do you understand? I don't act. I'm not in movies.
Right.
I'm not this muscle guy that he plays.
Right.
And so I finally had to settle. He's like, well, I'll just write you something. Because he
Right.
was smart. He put a lot of like people that would boost the movie up.
Who else, like, in that sense?
There's a kid, Darren. He hit every fucking area. So there's a kid like who these girls go crazy over. Darren. He was on the number one hit show on Netflix. Never Have I Ever.
Okay.
It's like this heartthrob kid.
Smart.
And
Joel Silver has made some of the biggest, baddest movies of the last 50 years. I mean, he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? That's the difference between working on, like, you wouldn't last a week on a CW show. You would get fired, or you would be, or.
Why do you say that? Why do you think I can't handle a CW show?
Because I don't think that they understand creativity outside of, like, in a traditional, because that would be a network show. You say one thing wrong on set.
This was Amazon, though, Scott, Avery.
Yeah, but it was a Joel Silver production, and Doug.
It's very, very lenient if it's a Joel Silver production.
They're not Amazon. Maybe they had one person there on set, like
They had their own yacht.
Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anyone on it? Did they have people there? Yeah.
Yeah, they had people there.
They're not leaning on Joel. Joel's a very tough person to probably lean on, right?
Right.
I just think on a CW show, your imagination and flamboyance and what you bring to it and your process, it would be dangerous. It would be dangerous.
Yeah. I see your point.
So how do you do more now? I guess is the question. Are you going to wait until this comes out? Like, if you
No,
like
I mean,
it,
I
do
could.
it.
Here's the deal. This is the thing. I worked for 5-6 years of, my goal is just to network the fuck out of life.
Yep.
And that I do say that out of all the 5-6 years I've been working on doing all this, whatever the fuck I'm doing, I've done a really good job being very connected in every single industry: music, entertainment, sports, fucking everything. So I pretty much, at the end of the day, believe,
Yeah.
maybe it's psychotic thinking, that I can pick up the phone and I can make shit happen when I want to make shit happen. So the way that I would do it is, look at some movies that are in pre-production, go out to their fucking,
Very
whoever's
smart.
shooting at that time,
Very smart.
and just basically say, hey guys, look, I'm willing to do this at X amount of dollars, which is very minimal. I just want to do small little cameos in a bunch of movies, and I know you guys, this is what I can offer. These are all the numbers that I can get. This is how I've, sold certain things, done certain shows, and it's pretty much I have the luxury of being able to do that right now because of that 5 and 6 years of networking and fucking building my shit up.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if anyone's really listening out there, you can try and get by and get your name pulled in a lottery, right? Or you can be really talented and put a lot of work in for a lot of years, or you can figure out how to hustle and build an audience, and you do it this way, which is essentially infiltrating the system in your own way.
Yeah,
There's no rules to this shit.
There's no rules to it, but there's a lot of it's tough to do because I understand how hard it is for people to grow a following and shit. I had my following was I had something that nobody did. I had a gift of my voice,
Yeah.
and was able to just talk like a fucking idiot somehow for a minute and a half a day,
Yeah.
and reach millions of people. But it is hard to grow your socials. But I do remember in the beginning stages just clicking follow on every single profile on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I knew that the notification would go off, that they would see it.
Smart.
But I did that for on Adderall for 72 hours straight once and clicked every single one. So I was following 47,800 people.
And did you eventually unfollow everyone?
I had to unfollow everybody. It was a sad time. But
it's fine.
basically, I feel like I used everybody.
I mean, that's
but they didn't
marketing.
know who the fuck I was.
That's marketing. So you mentioned your voice, and I think this is a interesting. Okay, you've had a couple iterations of the podcast. I've had a couple iterations of my podcast. I generally have kept it very insular. Like, I don't like to have a lot of people on because you can control the environment. I also haven't found somebody that clicks, right? Now, your voice is a huge asset. You understand sports, you understand culture, celebrity, what's going on in the world today, the left and the right. You've interviewed the former president of the United States. Ryan Seacrest makes a boatload of money doing radio every single morning, right? There's a few people. Why are you not on a microphone at least 3 times a week, just for an hour, with a couple of people in the room with you that don't want to kill you, that want to make good fucking entertainment and talk shit? Why are you not doing that at this point in your life?
I think because it comes down to that's where my weaknesses come out, and it's ADHD, my disorganization, my just not giving a fuck in certain times and whatnot. I don't know. My favorite thing to do is this. I think that I've gone through. I'm a head case in a sense. I gotta figure that out, which I try and constantly do every day.
But you'll show up for this.
Money doesn't matter to me.
Really?
No.
Okay, so what about doing something that's fun? What if there was somehow, like, we'll segue in a minute, but if there was a third person, okay, and you enjoyed coming in here for an hour once a week, twice a week, and talking shit, I don't think that you've found that environment yet.
I haven't. You know what? I haven't found the environment because I was always on the move. And I mean, we had a very successful show with Full Send, so that took a year and a half out of my life.
Yeah.
So I think that stuff would have happened. We had a show that we did with Kevin originally, which was great. We fucking shot up, had a bunch of people who watched it. It was great. And then kind of segued out of that. Me and Kevin just had a little fuck you moment for a minute, but now we're boys.
Yeah.
And then I moved on with we had a great thing with Full Send, and then that didn't end up well. That was not me at all. That was all them. I've talked about it several times, so I'm bored to talk about it anymore.
Yeah,
but,
I don't care.
nobody gives a fuck. So basically, to answer your question, I don't know yet. I mean, I'm looking for that right now. That's I'm trying to figure out. There will be a time, I think, when I sit down and execute this properly and perfectly. The good news is that the passion hasn't gone away, because that's when it's scary.
Because the easiest thing to do is just sit down here and like, we could throw something against the wall right now. What do you think about Shaquille O'Neal? Oh, sorry, not Shaq. LeBron James. Why did I think about Shaq?
Shaq.
What's your take on LeBron? LeBron.
You know what's funny? I don't really know LeBron that well. I don't know LeBron at all personally, and I don't watch the NBA.
So you don't have are you like the ultimate fence sitter to a certain extent? Because you don't have an opinion on LeBron.
I mean, okay, do I think LeBron's better than Michael Jordan? Do I think LeBron's a good person? Do I think LeBron's social media game's strong, weak? There's a lot of questions and variables.
Yeah.
Overall, I like LeBron James. I think he's fun to watch.
Okay. All right.
Am I not giving you enough here?
No, I mean, I would say, like...
You could ask me a better question.
I went to a party that LeBron was at with Kevin,
Wow.
and Kevin said to me, as soon as he saw that I was at the party and LeBron was at the party, he beelined it across the room and said, do not say anything to LeBron. Like,
why? Out of fear of just him being like, he's with me, and I'm afraid that he's going to go up and say that and tarnish my reputation?
No, or that me and LeBron are going to get into it about something.
You think you could beat LeBron James in a fight?
Well, now I could. Yeah, definitely.
No, brother.
Yeah, no, I'm a martial artist. It would be, I would jump on his back, take his back, and choke him out.
Yeah, but he's big.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Too slow at this point. Also, can't take a punch. If he wants to stand and exchange, like, I don't care how big he is. He better hit me, but I'm going to hit him.
What do you think his strategy would be on you?
I think he would just try and bear hug and, like, suplex me.
They call that grappling?
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But we're going to get on the ground, and, I think he would be in tough. The problem would be I would get boot fucking kicked from 4 of his guys before, like, it's not like they're going to make a circle
That's
and
not
let
part
us
of
go.
this hypothetical, though. Part of this hypothetical
if
is
we were
strictly
one-on-one in this room, yeah, he's not getting out of here.
This is one-on-one. We lock the door, and it's
He's
Avery
not
versus James.
He's not getting out of here. What about Tom Brady? What do you think's going on? Tough year for Tom. Yeah?
I mean, with the FTX shit, or?
Everything. FTX.
A tough year for Tom Brady. Stop it.
No?
Tom Brady is Tom Brady. There's no tough year. He's sitting on a fucking $1 billion.
He's got a $275 million deal waiting for
I
him.
heard 350 already signed by Fox.
Maybe it was 350.
Already signed.
Yeah. Oh,
Done.
that was signed like last year.
I think it's official now.
Yeah, so he's walking into it. So yeah, not the toughest, but fuck.
What? He went through a divorce with a supermodel. Here's the deal. Tom Brady is my biggest hero ever growing up. I'm from New England. I'm
Yep.
from Boston. He brought us fucking whatever amount of Super Bowls, 7, 6 Super Bowl, whatever it was.
Yep.
Tom Brady was an idol. When he went to Tampa Bay, it fucking sucked. I wasn't mad about it, but
you cheered for Tampa once New England
fuck
lost?
no, absolutely fucking not.
No?
Fuck no, fuck them. No, I'm a diehard New England fan always.
So not even, it wasn't in that Super Bowl. Were you at that Super Bowl?
I've been to the last 3. I don't know when that was.
Yeah, maybe it was, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have cheered for, if you didn't like the other team.
I'm a New England fan. I cheer for, and I cheer whoever's for good for business.
That's it.
So in the
Good
Super
for
Bowl,
business.
so in the Super Bowl, what's good for business for me is I'm very good friends with Patrick Mahomes. I'm very good friends with a lot of guys in Kansas City, Philadelphia. I'm not that connected with.
Yeah.
Patrick's done me a favor once that I'll never forget, and fucking helped me out during a time where I wanted to get something done. And so I cheer for the Kansas City Chiefs heavy. I care who not.
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
I cheer for whatever's good for business and whoever's like my fucking boys.
Or who you ride with. That's a loyalty play, right?
Who I ride with is who I cheer for.
Is loyalty a big thing to you?
Loyalty is a massive thing for me.
Why is that?
Because it's all you have is your word.
Yeah.
That's it at the end of the day. And I know it's cliche as that sounds, but, and I try. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it.
No.
I've had times where, like, I was fucking broke and fucking gambling and been like, hey, I'll pay you fucking next week. And I didn't pay you next week.
Right.
But I made sure that I fucking never not paid you.
Right.
But in a different sense, and all things considered, I try and I believe that loyalty is the most important thing you can fucking have.
Yeah, I agree.
You got one shot at this fucking life, and that's it.
I agree. Are you? Do you give people second chances?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll give people 10 chances.
As long as you feel like there's progress moving forward, or that they're sincere, they know they fucked up. Like you're not a one striker and done.
I mean, if you fucking murder my mother, I
Right.
think that's a little different. I'm not going to give you another chance, but I think that in most cases I'm pretty open to second and third chances.
Right.
Because I got fucking 9 in my life. So.
Right. How do you, if you don't watch any TV, what sports do you watch?
I love the NFL, so I go to a game a week in a different city every week.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
You're that deep on this? Okay, so Lamar Devlin, Damar Levlin.
Damar Hamlin, I just talked to him actually the other day.
He's alive.
Damar Hamlin's alive. I just talked to him the other day.
Are you? Because you're going out on a limb here, Bob. There's a big portion of the country that thinks that who knows what happened,
Yeah.
whether it really happened, whether he's he's a person? Is he? So
there's a lot of people who think 9/11 was fake too. They're a bunch of fucking idiots.
Well, no, the towers fell.
The towers did fall.
No question about that.
You think there was a guy pressing a button and demolished them?
I could send you a 5-hour YouTube video.
But I know which one it is already. What was it called?
What
was it
with
called?
all the Italians?
Yeah, there was a bunch. I watched a few of them.
It's on Rumble. It's on Rumble. You can.
Unfortunately, that one was flagged. We censored that one.
No, that one's good. That one's good. So Hamlin is real.
From what I know, I'm pretty sure that you can ignore the conspiracy theorist loonies that are in their mother's basement saying all these crazy things.
Okay, but why don't we know what happened at this point? Like Mike
Because
Young's in here.
I'll
Bob Saget.
I'm going to tell you why?
Yeah.
You want to tell you why? Because I actually know this.
I want to know.
Because I'm working it with him.
Okay.
Because he hasn't been paid yet.
Paid for what?
For the fucking what happened.
Who's going to pay him?
You think Good Morning America wants to interview?
Oh, okay.
You think fucking that whatever?
I see.
So his goal right now with his team is because I have a little
always be closing.
I have a sports agency as well that I work with very closely with, and I do a lot of different shit with sports stuff. And so, like I just said, me and Tyreek just potentially worked on this deal with Rumble. I deal with this shit all the time.
Yeah.
He went through all that shit.
I get it.
He's not doing anything with the NFL.
Okay.
He's not doing, until he gets his payday.
Right.
That's it. And he deserves it.
Yeah. I agree. He has a story to tell. Has he got a book deal yet?
All I know is that I reached out to him and we talked briefly on doing an interview, and I offered him a certain amount of money to do an interview one-on-one with him.
Yeah.
And he was very respectful and just said we're being very conservative with it right now.
Right.
Obviously because there's high demand for it.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why he hasn't came out, and it's smart.
Okay.
Think about this, right? If DeMar Hamlin comes out after all this stuff happened from a business standpoint, and he starts waving his hands around and just being like that,
you lose your
all
leverage.
his value goes away.
Yeah. I agree.
But also there is a timeline and a shelf to this. So he's got to. I think he's probably got to go. First of all, he's got to rest up and make sure he's good. I think he's good at this point.
Right.
I think all the flags flying for him and everything like that is,
I mean, this week would have been the best week to cash in on that. I don't know. Maybe they're close to pulling the trigger on something. Who knows? It could happen.
Yeah, some of these
quickly.
guys have really bad management around them.
Yeah.
And that's what you realize. You realize a lot of these guys have really, really bad management.
Yeah, everybody's afraid to make a decision. Not a lot of good feelers around. Like they just don't feel it. They can't feel it. When's it right? I mean, this week would be the hit.
They just don't care because they have no. There's not a lot of. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but their job is to play football.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's impossible to find a great team. It really is.
Who's the best owner in the NFL?
Robert Kraft.
No bias whatsoever.
Very biased.
Oh. Okay, outside of Kraft.
Dan Snyder. No, I'm just kidding.
What about the guy in Las Vegas? Like who or anywhere?
Mark Cuban's out there. Mark's a great owner for Dallas. I don't really know.
Cuban owns
the Mavs,
and he just got Kyrie.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
what
don't
do you
watch
think
that.
about that?
I don't watch basketball.
You hate basketball.
I don't watch sports that much. I watch the NFL only.
What is your draw to the NFL? Because you're a gambler. Or because I watch an NFL game and I like watching it when the play's happening, but everything in between, it takes too fucking long. It's too slow. It just doesn't move me,
Yeah,
I don't know. Like watching on TV as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I watch every single game. I'm a diehard NFL guy. I don't know. I just like the sport. I can't explain why.
You bet on every game?
No. I don't sports bet that often. I do other shit that I shouldn't probably do. Gambling's a bad thing, but you can't win in it. But I definitely I have bet on games. But
who's your favorite non-biased player outside of Mahomes?
Who's Patrick's who's been the best for me in a sense of just like Tyreek Hill's up there, has been a very close friend. Micah Parsons, I really enjoy.
I love Micah's game.
Micah's good.
I don't know much about football, but I like his game.
He's a beast, man.
He's on the edge.
Funny thing is, like I'm trying to do something with him right now, and it's so funny, like because he hasn't even been paid yet. He's making like
he's on a rookie salary.
A lot of these guys that are
got a big bonus probably. Probably got $10 million for a bonus.
Where would you get the $10 million from? Signing bonus up front? Was he a first-round draft pick?
I think he was a first rounder.
If he was,
but whatever, $10 million turns into 5, turns into 3 pretty quick. You buy your mom a house. Like he's not printing money over there, and he's the best player in the league.
Yeah, he's gonna get paid. But it's funny like talking to these guys because that's what my secondary business is. A lot of times it's like I'll do some deals for some guys and just with different companies and stuff. I just enjoy that agent life.
Yeah.
That's what I love to do more than I do whatever the fuck I do.
Right. But the problem is that to be put into a box as an agent, you wouldn't be able to do what you need to do to probably source a lot of those deals.
That's why I'm in the perfect spot.
Yeah.
I love where I'm at right now.
Nice little gray area. Like
Nice
you're in the
little-
pocket.
And then
You're
all
in
the
your own
agents get mad
pocket.
at me because I fucking I jump in a little bit and try and fuck with them a little.
Well, because they don't want to hammer the phones, right?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Why don't agents want to hammer the phones?
Like, why don't they have the it's like Jerry Maguire. I mean, Jerry, you've got a little Jerry
It's a tough
in you.
character. I do have Jerry in me.
You know,
I'm a hardworking motherfucker in a sense. I work very
show me the money.
show.
Well, that was
It's
Cuba,
not, but it's not even show me the money. I don't care about the money.
You like the juice of the game.
I like the game. I
You
like
like
just
the
being
game.
like, dude, I just made somebody $1 million fucking dollars.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, and just like, and I don't really care. Yeah, money doesn't do it for me at all.
Yeah.
I do not give a fuck about money.
yeah.
Now, when it comes to like about shit being fair and deal breakdowns and all that, I believe if I deserve something, I'll get the money.
Right.
But I don't give a fuck. I'm cool with living in this fucking office right now, sleeping in a fucking sleeping bag and
Yeah.
having missionary sex with my girl every night.
Yeah. That's fine. You're
I
Hey.
can't do any other positions.
why? It's good. It doesn't matter. Do you feel dominant on top? Do you feel
That's
like
why.
a man?
That's why I feel dominant. when
Okay,
I'm on top.
good. Good. I don't think you have any issues.
But she does.
Well, then you gotta appease. I mean, you gotta play the game a little bit.
But I'm not that tall, and like so I'm kind of like,
Embrace it. Embrace it.
all right.
Embrace it. It's a thing to. What I'm telling you is, don't feel insecure about the fact that you enjoy missionary. It's not an insecure thing. You know.
It wouldn't bother me at all if she didn't bring it up like once in a while. Like, come on, switch it up.
Right.
And I'm just like, I just can't stop resorting to missionary.
But that's nice that she that you guys have that a lot of couples, they don't even have the ability to have that conversation, dude.
No, we're very straightforward today. Yeah.
Imagine being in a relationship like that where somebody's pining for something and they just don't have the courage to tell the other person. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly with me. I'm always very upfront and honest with everything, and that's why I try with my partner as well to try and be that way.
And has somebody ever told you that you have impulse control or that you're impulsive?
That's one of the main symptoms of what I suffer from.
Yeah, but doesn't that impulsiveness also help you in a lot of the things that you're really good at?
1,000%. That's
Yeah.
why I'm successful.
Yeah.
But it also has major detractors too,
Yeah.
which I got to figure out.
Well, you are still young, you know.
I'm 35. I'm not young.
Right, but you're as far as this bucket goes, like you can just do this as long as you want.
And the good news is, I think that I could always fall back, to be an actual sports commentator.
Well, you just hit that voice, and it's
yeah,
like,
no, I know. I mean, I got it because I think that like that was my goal. Is like, I think I can fuck around until I'm 50, and then I can get inside that booth and do some of the best calls you'll ever hear on NFL and ESPN, and do Jaguars versus the Broncos on Sunday Night Football better than anybody else.
And Jim Nance does golf, and Jim Nance does golf. But you beside Jim Nance, like, so why aren't you?
We
doing
wouldn't be
that?
besides Jim Nance because we're not color guys. I'm a play-by-play guy, and I can announce a game better than just as good as Joe Buck and Jim Nance and so many other guys that are hired by networks. Why I'm not doing that is because I decided to take a different road. And once you talk about cocaine, hookers, and
Yeah.
go on your stories late at night at 2 a.m. and talk about how fucked up you are,
Yeah.
there's no interest from CBS. There's no interest from Fox. There's no interest from anybody to hire you as a broadcaster.
Yeah.
So the alternative is to figure a way through a streaming platform or something to commentate your own games and do that. Have I figured that out yet? No.
Well, the problem is that you can't get the rights, right?
You can get the rights in certain ways because Twitter or Twitch acquired this deal with the NFL, which I've talked about so many years and all that, and you can use certain platforms now to use their products. But yes, it is a hard thing to do.
But you can't get an open stream of the game from the start to the finish.
yes, you can.
You can?
Yeah, but there's limited. Like, I mean, look what Barstool just did. I don't know the Barstool deal, but they just did the college football stuff,
Yeah.
and they did that thing.
Yeah. But they paid for those rights. I mean, that was.
I don't. To be honest, with you, I don't know how that works. I mean, they're expensive. It's $1 billion fucking deal to get the rights to the NFL, or whatever, hundreds of millions to get the rights to use the NFL footage. I don't know specifically about what Barstool is doing, like Western Kentucky versus fucking whatever.
Okay, let me ask you, though. I understand that's a big commitment. And, like, why aren't you still doing the clips? Why don't you go to the well once a week? 4 times a month, give us a clip.
Because I just don't think they're that funny anymore.
you don't think that they're that funny, right? But I think that, there's a lot of knockoffs right now. A lot of people have taken this up to the fighting videos and
As long as I was the godfather of doing it, I am content.
right, but give the people what they want. Like I think you should do a couple a month. I think we'll all still enjoy it.
Okay.
You're still good at it.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I just don't want to
So-
overload. I just want to take.
You haven't done one for years. How long's it been?
I believe it was.
Is it 2 years? 3 years?
It was no. I
688
I'll,
days?
I'll tell you, it's been probably a year since I've done it consistent, where I was like posting every day and whatnot. It's been 6 years of doing those clips though. It's like,
It's been longer than
because
a
you know
year
why I want to
since you
do it.
did
I want
one.
to go off the grid completely, Avery, and I want to come back and like do a real fucking.
Okay.
thing.
Good.
That's what
Good
I want to
answer.
do. I want to do like a cool thing. I want to come back and be like, Bob doesn't do clips anymore, but you know what? He fucking came back during this, and he's fucking commentating this game in a real way. And doing
What
it.
you remember Don Cherry? Do you know who Don Cherry was? He used to have these things, Rock'em Sock'em. He had a show where basically he just voiced over the previous week's highlights. The reason, and I don't know why you can't have this conversation with Goodell and say, listen, give me a show. Go to the network and say, we're going to give him a show. He gets once.
The
he
NFL
gets
is
30.
the NFL's too buttoned up right now for me.
Really?
I get
He-
knowed all the time.
Really?
Even from like Budweiser's, and I like all these companies know me immediately. We
They're
can't
just
we
so
can't touch
scared
Bob.
of
I get
woke
the emails. I have guys every day.
Cowards. These people are
they
cowards.
will not touch me. They won't touch me. Even DraftKings, even these gambling companies are just too afraid. I must have done a horrible job in a sense of just, but it's me where these companies won't touch me.
You know what's funny? I just was, God damn it. Okay, there's a show. Dr. Drew. So Dr. Drew, or sorry, not Dr. Drew. Who's the other guy? The big guy, the Southern guy that does the show where he does interventions and shit. Do we know his name, Dave? Dr. Drew, not Dr. Drew.
Dr. Oz,
No, not Dr. Oz. God,
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil. Dr. Oz couldn't beat John Fetterman in the fucking race in
That
Pennsylvania.
was nuts.
I mean, that is
That was
Dr.
fucking
Oz
crazy.
should go off the grid.
Fetterman has some serious issues. I mean, he had the stroke though, right?
He
He had a stroke.
he
If you
most
watch that,
definitely
that
had a
debate
stroke.
was fucking insanity.
Yeah,
I
well,
do watch that shit. That debate was nuts. He was off the. I felt bad. I don't know if it was medical.
He was reading off of yeah. He's. That's why Oz should just go away for a while. You
but
couldn't
Oz is a
beat.
crook probably too.
I know, but still, if you're a bad crook and you couldn't beat a brain dead crook, then just shut it down.
Yeah.
What was I going to
I don't
say?
usually
Oh,
do
Phil.
politics.
So they canceled Dr. Phil, but he's the second highest show in daytime talk behind Regis and Mark Kelly and Ryan. They because he's now not woke anymore and he's starting to talk about the vaccine. So he's still getting 2-3 million people watching the show a day.
But so that's why
he
you
can't
say.
he can't get advertisers. The advertisers won't pay for his show anymore. That's how bad. So the second you've got a built-in audience of 2 to 3 million people, it's the second highest show.
Yeah.
But advertisers won't buy it.
No, that's why you got to start getting. That's why you got to get creative. That's where the creativity has to come in. Now, for somebody like that who's so accustomed to being so mainstream friendly and then
Right.
getting canceled, that's different. For me, I've known from the get go that I ain't getting fucking.
You're uncancelable.
I
Well, you never put yourself in a situation for them to cancel you, right? Because you're
I
not
just
a
cancel
shill.
myself every fucking day. Like I put on this like today, for instance, I put on my girlfriend's black beauty mask,
Yeah.
and so you rub it all over your face.
You did
and
blackface this morning?
I did blackface this morning on the internet, and if you see the,
How'd it go?
I ended up being a pussy, and I removed it. And actually, I'm so mad at myself for
You
saying
posted
that.
and pulled down?
But I'm also mad at
Oh,
myself,
Bob.
and I'm going to put it right back up right now
God
because
damn it.
I had no intentions of anything that was racist. Or
Of
anything
course
like
you
that.
didn't.
I rubbed my face with black fucking
I believe you, dude.
stuff,
I believe you.
and I put it on there.
I believe you. Who would think that they call these people now sadists. Like anyone that went on their accounts and tried to cancel you via social media.
I'm actually going to type this right now. I'm going to type on there Beauty Day at Summers because that's what I typed to my girlfriend, and I'm going to put, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
And
I like where you're
I'm
going
gonna
with
put
this.
why? Like, what's a good thing to write on there that just kind of like? I just want to put like basically.
I know
If you're gonna try and cancel, like I'm putting this back up because this is bullshit. That this is not. I don't know.
It's almost like you don't even have to address it. You just put it back up and just on principle, because I like that it's been bothering you that you took it down, because I have a rule. If you post,
Oh, I'm the worst though. I take everything down.
you do.
I take everything down, but I also just like continue to just put it back up and like I don't know. I'm a manic fucking crazy man. What's the Wi-Fi in here? Stock tip. You get the Wi-Fi?
It's APM Arrow, and then the password's Action Connolly.
Action Connolly, all lowercase. Yeah, let's think about this post, the caption. I don't know. Maybe you could come up with something.
Like Justin Trudeau and I have just became best friends.
Well, he's done blackface many times,
By the way,
and he's
he's
a communist.
Yeah. Well, by the way, here's the deal. What is that? I don't get it. So wait. You're not supposed to put a black face mask on.
Well, no,
You're not supposed to post it. I don't get what's going on. Like, what? First of all, I'm not like.
Well, your intentions aren't. You weren't putting. It's not blackface to go out for Halloween, which anyone that in the past that has done it. Which, by the way, even 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I would have had the wherewithal to been like, yeah, no, I'm not going to dress up like. I'm not going to do a blackface for Halloween. Like that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But these crazy people who are now running countries, they all did it. So it's just like, but I also don't care. Like I wouldn't ever want the desire to fuel the fire of trying to like hurt somebody based on a decision that they made. I would just personally go, that person's fucking crazy.
I don't even get what the fuck is the problem. So I'm just curious though. Like, so what happened in a sense of the negative side of going out for Halloween, right? And I'm just curious because I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this because I have any like, what's the problem with putting black face paint on your face for Halloween? Why is that? Why is blackface considered bad? Because I just don't understand.
Well, I guess you're not allowed to dress up you're only allowed to dress up as certain people. I guess there's now.
Okay. But the reason is, why is it offensive? I'm just asking.
Like, what if as a kid you were? I don't know why it's offensive. Because if I saw a kid,
because I think a lot of these things you just, for some reason, we just go along with it. It's offensive, so we don't do it. And I just don't understand the reasoning. So, like you said, if you're a fan of what?
Well, if a kid was a Magic Johnson fan,
right,
a white kid. Now, could he dress up as Magic without putting the makeup on? Yes, of course. But I'm also not going to stymie a kid's creative.
But wait. What is the issue? And who takes offense to it by putting that on? Like, what? And I'm just curious why that. I want to know a genuine answer. Do you know the answer?
No, and what's also interesting is that I've now been influenced by whoever these people are. Because the reality is, if a kid wanted to do that, I wouldn't stymie his creativity, whether it was a black kid that wanted to be Bill Clinton. Like, I don't care. I want everyone to make their own independent choices, and I will put my opinion on you based on an interaction I have with you, not from some shit that I see online.
Yeah,
you know?
I just never got that.
I
don't understand it.
You would be considered.
And if you know the answer and you're listening, please tell me. DM me on Instagram because I just don't know. I don't get it.
Well, there is no right answer. I mean, cultural appropriation is a thing now, but like.
But it's because of all what happened in the history with African Americans is that all that is so sensitive that you now, as a white male, you're not allowed to ever do.
So LeBron liked somebody put up made a video criticizing. Oh, Morgan Freeman made this long video criticizing Black History Month. LeBron reposted it, and then he took it down. Do you know about this?
No, tell me again. I'm trying to get the Wi-Fi real quick to upload this thing as a
Morgan Freeman did, I don't know if it was unsolicited or what, this past week. Or maybe it was an old video that was unearthed of him talking about how he didn't like Black History Month. He was like, how many months do you have? What's your month? You know what I mean?
Well, I think it is appropriate to have a month. Absolutely, I think though, celebrating, not celebrating, but obviously bringing
A month is
bringing awareness to obviously what happened in the past, and I think that's fine. I'm fine with that. I don't give a fuck about that.
I really don't care how long these things are. Like it's, I agree.
You're saying they need to reduce it to a week?
Well, no, what I thought. I mean, I
what
think
you're
you can
saying?
do anything in a week, right?
I'm fine with Black History Month.
Me too.
I have
But
no issues with that.
yeah, I don't care how long.
You start
any
going
of
down
this-
that road, you get some real problems.
Yeah,
now.
no, no.
That's
What
when the
I
show
wanna
becomes
talk
very viral.
It is LeBron posted it. He reposted it and then he took it down. Who made him take it down?
I'm assuming what happens in that situation, and I'm not LeBron James. I am on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
I've had, and so are you in a sense of that. I'm assuming that people got in your ear, and he decided to take his thumb out
Right.
and press whatever. He also could have gotten a call, like from Nike, and saying,
But that's a slippery call because Nike is definitely using the Chinese in somewhat, I don't know if you call them slave camps, but they're using people somewhere in the world in an unethical way to create their shoes, right? Is it safe to say that that's accurate? I don't want to jeopardize any of your Nike dollars in the future.
I have
but
a huge Nike deal coming up, all right?
Really?
Huge.
Okay, well
I
then
just
don't.
can't- no, yeah, no, dude, I have no fucking Nike deal. Okay, all right.
Okay.
I can't even get John's fucking chicken wings down the street. They're too afraid to fuck with me.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what goes on in those slave camps over in China.
But somebody talked to LeBron.
Yeah, he got calls.
He got calls.
Yeah, he got
Yes,
calls. He got
you're
calls, and then it's up to him at the end of the day. He has the control, and he presses delete.
Are there any NFL players currently that don't give a fuck and they beat to their own
Micah
drum?
Parsons is becoming that person
Really?
who just doesn't give a shit. His Twitter is very active. So if you go to Micah's Twitter, he's very controversial and says some crazy ass shit.
About everything?
He's dove into politics. He's dove into a bunch of different shit and just not giving a fuck.
Right.
And he has had a couple apology ones, and they after he said stuff. It's okay though. He still has the balls to not delete him and keep him up there.
Yeah, that's true.
And then he keeps going back and doing the same thing over and over again and keep posting crazy ass shit.
Okay. So the apology is almost part of the bit.
Yeah.
If it doesn't affect him and he just keeps going, like he's not really the apology's like somebody made him apologize. He's like, fine, I'll fucking throw you guys a bone and apologize.
Yeah.
And then get right back on the horse.
LeBron's a different animal. LeBron's like fucking royalty. So like he has obviously so much business that's affected with so many different things, But
doesn't that make you a shill?
you want to be a shill for fucking $1 billion?
I don't know.
I'm
Do
in.
you?
Sure.
You do?
Sure. If I know, here's the deal, because this goes against my thing of money not really mattering to me.
Right. Yeah, you caught yourself in a contradiction, which I like.
I think that in a sense of when it comes to that point where you're at that level, I don't know. I don't know.
There's bigger forces.
I don't know. And then you're just kind of succumbing to the system, I guess, though. No, you know what?
Is that what it is? I mean, I
I don't know.
you become.
That's usually what I do when I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'll say this. I like where your aura is at right now, Bob.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
Do you sometimes wish that your name wasn't Bob?
I used to be Bobby, but I changed it to Bob because
You went from Bobby to Bob?
yeah, because I couldn't be like Ant Tonight with Bobby Menery. It just sounded weird. It was like Ant Tonight with Bob Menery. It was just like when I was doing those videos and stuff. It's not. It wasn't clean. My brother told me that. He's like, you should do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it makes
wouldn't
me
you
feel-
rather be Bobby Menery on the movie poster than Bob?
Roberto Menery. Roberto.
You want?
No. No, it'd be.
You could be Roberto.
No, I think I might as well just keep what's
Alec Baldwin's wife is from Boston, and she's Spanish.
Dude, real quickly.
Why is that allowed?
Real quick.
Where's she from?
I don't know.
She's from Boston.
Oh, I can do whatever I want. What do you want me to make? I'll tell them.
No, I don't want.
No, I'll change my name on the thing.
Well, I think you should do Bobby Menery. That's a fucking movie star. name.
Sir Robert Menery.
That would be even
I think
more
s-
gangster.
All right,
if
I'm
you
gonna
could
text
pull
Joel
that
right
off.
now. I'm gonna change from this show. I'm gonna change my movie credit thing.
If you do that, that's a strong move. I mean, that's show business, baby. It's not Bob.
Sir Roberto Santiago Menery.
Where's Hilaria Baldwin from? You don't know about her? She's from Boston, dude. You don't know.
No.
Let me look up what town she is. But I like that.
But on the side note, though, that is the most incredible. Hey, Stock Dip. I'm having a good time in here.
Dave.
Is there a way, and I know it's not your job, is there a way to grab a hat drink. I'm not going to say what brand it is, but can you grab me a drink? Don't even say it. Can you grab me a drink, please, at one of these
You know which one it is,
shitty
Dave.
fucking seltzers that I'm drinking? If you don't mind? That I was supposed to be a part of and get cut out of?
I don't think you should have ever got a piece of the seltzer
Why
business.
not?
That I disagree with.
Well, you're wrong.
I don't think
What if from the beginning it was part of your thing in a verbal agreement that you were supposed to have a piece of it?
Well, then that's different.
What? So then your point.
Well, that's different.
Then your point's dead.
Okay. No, I would say that I am.
If you get looked in the eye and say you're a part of this, and for 8 months say you're a part of this, we're just working your deal out and it's being sent over every week, and it's 8 months by.
Yeah.
You think that's wrong?
But would a half a point?
They move the needle when they sell for $600 million. Yeah,
You would have taken. Yeah, of course. I agree.
It was 1%.
I agree.
That was my thing. 1%.
1%'s a big nut.
No
I mean
shit.
that.
Well,
that
now
was
it's a 0% now. But guess what? What was I told? And I don't fucking bullshit, brother.
was one. Did one drop to half a?
No,
point?
one turned into, well, can you put up X amount of cash now and
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
match it and all
okay.
that fucking bullshit. And I
Okay.
just said, all right, enough of this fucking madness. Fucking, I'm out of here.
She doesn't even have it on her Instagram or her Wikipedia. It's like scrubbed of where she's from, where she was born.
Thank you, the man, brother. I appreciate that.
But yeah, that's the name change. That's the name change. You're gonna handle that right now. He's texting.
I'm actually saying I'm
Joel
reposting this
Sil-
video because I somehow got some shit for it.
That's good. Just be honest.
I got shit for this video.
Lead with
and
the
took
truth.
it down. The same reason I'm putting it back up.
Lead with the truth. Right? Oh, she was born in Boston. She's from Boston. She went to Cambridge School of Weston. What the fuck is that? Is that some weird like offshoot of Cambridge? Cambridge School of Weston is an independent coeducation high school in Weston, Massachusetts. Where's Weston?
Everyone, relax. Weston is, I don't fucking know.
You don't know where Weston, Massachusetts
No,
is?
I've heard of it before. I don't really know. Oh, man. Sometimes I love getting fucked up.
Yeah.
It's just fun to do once in a while, just to get fucked up. So how often do you do this show?
Once a week. Once a week. We're gonna do 2 this week, though.
Really?
Yeah, but I think that
Are you doing another show today?
yeah, I'm interviewing Cato Kalin.
Who's that?
You don't remember Cato Kalin?
No, I don't know anybody.
Cato's like one of the most. If you had a pop culture show on the last 50 years, 50 people, he would be in one of the 50, in my opinion. He was the guy that lived. Cato lived in. He was in the guest house on Bundy when OJ went in, or
I just did a deal with O.J. Simpson.
for Nelk. I can't believe Nelk pays for interviews.
We don't. It was never that. The deal with O.J. was my Twitter conversation was fucking what started it. Me and O.J. started talking on Twitter real briefly because, when I would talk to his management and we were going back and forth with O.J., it was basically they wanted nothing less than $100,000. And then I told Nelk I think I can get him down to 25. And I said I don't really believe in paying anybody because we never paid anybody. I paid Antonio Brown once. And then just because it was
everyone
like,
was paying him whatever.
it was
hot.
just more like I was like, bro, like
It'll
you
make
gotta
it
do me this
easier.
fucking favor. I need you to come on. He's like, Bob, like you don't get it. I'm getting shit. I'm like, bro, I'll give you fucking 20 grand. Just come, and we don't pay guests. This is the first guest I'll ever pay.
Yeah.
But OJ was $100K.
Do a lot of people pay guests?
I know if I do any podcasts and shit normally, like I always will just like ask for money.
Like
But
a
if it's-
$2,500 cash app?
Nah, like
You
like
want more than that?
I just don't. If it's like a business
Just
thing,
principle?
like there's this company like Bullet Wealth or something I did one with, and there's like ties to. If it's like a kid that's like fucking doing a podcast that's like not making it,
You'll
if it's
throw him a bone.
if it's tied to like
I get you.
something like
I understand.
like a business that's gonna get eyeballs, then I want a piece.
I understand.
But as you can tell, we don't have any offers. So
That makes sense. Well, whatever. At least you have, you put your stake in the ground, and that's the deal, right? Anything else you want to talk about?
I love doing this stuff. So I think that this is a great episode. I'm always down to at any time. I love doing shows.
It's a safe space, and it's nice to talk and bounce things off of people that are not afraid to talk,
Mhm.
that aren't shills. I don't like to be involved in that system. So, anyways, all right.
Yeah, this is a great discussion.
Anything else that's bothering you? You want to get off your chest before
No,
we get off?
Nothing really at all.
Okay.
No, I'm just excited for your next interview.
Episode 44.
In the books.
No gruffs given. We'll see you next week.
Take care. That was fun. Always enjoy. That was a great talk.
Action Park
Media.